Welcome to OnScreen Academic Writing with Steve Marshall. Lesson 8a is the first part of a two-part lesson on linking words, subordinators. Before you study this lesson, it is recommended that you study OnScreen Academic Writing Lessons 1 and 2. Subordinators link ideas in complex sentences. The following are some of the relationships between ideas that subordinators express. Time, contrast, reason, condition, definition, adding information. Here's an example sentence. Although I was born in Mexico, I hardly speak any Spanish. And here are the different parts of the sentence. Although I was born in Mexico is a dependent clause. This is because the clause begins with although, a subordinator. I hardly speak any Spanish is an independent clause. When the dependent clause comes first, you need to separate the two clauses with a comma. The dependent and independent clauses form a complex sentence, and the emphasis here is on the dependent clause. I hardly speak any Spanish. Let's look at the form for the different subordinators, beginning with time. When, while, before, after, as soon as long as, until. When she finished her performance, the audience applauded. Remember the comma if the dependent clause is first. While they were clapping, she left the stage. She signed some autographs before she left the theatre. In this sentence, there's no comma because the dependent clause is second. After the concert, she went back to her hotel. As soon as she got into her hotel room, she checked her email. She would continue doing concerts as long as her fans supported her. She didn't go to bed until she had read all the messages. Contrast. Although, even though, whereas, while, and whilst. Although boxing is a dangerous sport, it has not been banned. Even though boxing can cause brain damage, it has not been banned. Even though has the idea of more contrast than although. While, whilst, and whereas compare opposites. While or whilst head protection is common in amateur boxing, professionals rarely use it. Whilst is more common in British English. And professional boxers don't use head protection, whereas amateurs are required to. Reason. Because, as, and since. Many people believe some circuses should be banned because they use animals. As or since elephants, lions, and tigers are wild, it is difficult to train them without using force. Be careful using since because it has two meanings. It can give a reason, but it can also refer to a time idea. Condition. If, whether, unless. If animal circuses were banned, people would still go to the circus. It's not certain whether governments will ban animal circuses or bring in stricter controls. You should use whether when there are two conditions. Here the two conditions are to ban animal circuses, number 1, or bring in stricter controls, number 2. Unless a decision is made soon, animals might continue to suffer cruel treatment. Here, unless means if not. Subordinators for definition. That, who, whose, when, where, why. Here are two examples. Circuses that have performing animals are still popular in many countries. People who attend circuses should make their choice. The clause that have performing animals is defining which type of circus. And who attend circuses is also defining which people. Adding information. Which, who, whose, when, where, and why. Here are two sentences. Circuses, which are still popular, may have to change in the future. Circus performers, whose job is to entertain the public, will always be in demand. The clause which are still popular is giving extra information about circuses, and whose job is to entertain the public is giving extra information about the circus performers. Thank you, that's all for now. If you'd like to see the second part of this lesson, OnScreen Academic Writing Lesson 8b, please click on the link.